Good morning, everybody. This is Miss Anita again, and this time we are going to talk about time out. Some of us we experience challenging behaviors that often affect our emotion and patience. Dealing with challenging behaviors can be worrisome and kind of frustrating. When behaviors happen, we might need a timeout. This is a strategy that some families have heard of and some families might have used. I want to spend a little bit of time discussing timeout. Timeout can be helpful in certain circumstances, but it must be used carefully and correctly. So a timeout can help with some behaviors immediately, but does not teach a child a new skill. As we work together, we will be focusing on how to respond to challenging behaviors and how to teach your child new skills and new ways to cope with those as well. A timeout might be necessary for some behaviors and some children. A timeout can be effective when the behaviors are done, when behavior is done to get somebody's attention. A timeout might also be used when a child is angry or they're being destructive, throwing things, kicking things, and they must be removed from a situation to keep them calm, to keep other people calm. Also, when children engage in these types of behaviors, we might become angry, we might become frustrated ourselves, and we might need a chance to cool down before we address the child and the child's behavior. So if you use a timeout with a child, here are some good tips that you should implement in the following ways, and some great timeout tips. So step one, when the challenging behavior happens, provide a very brief explanation, such as, you cannot hit me to get my attention, so you need to go sit in timeout until you are calm. You immediately guide the child to sit in the chair. You do not interact with them, either positively or negatively, while the child's in timeout. Step two, timeout is usually three or 4 minutes. So set a timer for your child, or let them know that you will watch the clock or watch your watch. Only in the timeout if your child is calm. If they become upset, you should remain calm, and you can say, when you are calm, you can leave your chair, you can leave the timeout area. If your child gets up from the chair before the timeout is over, calmly guide your child back and tell them you must sit in timeout until you are calm and the time is up. It is very, very important that you do this with a calm voice and with minimal talking to your child. Timeout works because the child is not getting your attention by using the challenging behavior. If you talk to your child, either explaining to be calm, then your child is getting your attention once again. Step three, once the timeout is over, your child can return to the activity that they were doing. You can calmly remind the child to have appropriate behavior by saying, I'm glad you are all calm, you can come and play now. Remember to use your words. Remember to solve problems with your words. Remember to share a toy. These statements should be brief and positive, and as soon as possible, provide these and provide positive feedback to your child for the appropriate behavior they are having for the activity. So some common timeout mistakes and some things that you should never do. So we should never threaten a child with a timeout if they do not behave. So we must remain calm and state to the child the behavior you expect. And then we can say, if you do not keep your hands to yourself, then you will go to timeout. We should never allow other children to tease a child during timeout. We should never talk to a child during timeout. We should never use timeout after the behavior occurred as a delayed punishment. For example, we should never give a timeout after you arrive home, after your child has misbehaved at the store, because that's just not effective. We should never use this as our only and first approach. We will review many other approaches during another time. They should be used to teach your child new skills. We should never scold the child when putting them in a timeout. We should always remain calm ourselves. While a timeout can give you and your child a time to calm down, it does not teach your child a new skill. Remember that you must teach your child new ways to express their emotions and to solve problems. We'll be discussing other skills and skills like that in future sessions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.